Let's get into things with my panel, Shadow Environment Minister Jonathan Duniam and Senior Fellow at the Menzies Research Centre and a bit of a wandering energy expert, Nick Cater, coming to us again from overseas. Welcome to you both. I'll start, if I can, in Victoria, where the Allan government has refused to rule out reparations at Indigenous-only seats in the Parliament in the middle of these treaty negotiations. We saw that with the Minister on Tuesday, Natalie Hutchins, telling a hearing about the treaty process that absolutely everything is on the table. She also refused to answer questions on whether private land could be acquired by the government and handed over to Indigenous groups. Tom Elliott was asking Auntie Jill Gallagher, the former inaugural Treaty Advancement Commissioner, about all of this on 3AW this morning.
I think reparations should be on the table. And it might not be in the way of money for them, it might be in the way of empowerment, might be in the way of land, but definitely not private land, Tom. You know, I mean, no one is going to lose their private land.
And Nick, what I perhaps am the most angry about is the option of seats in the Parliament being reserved for people based on race. Yeah. They call this apartheid in other countries. But the left here want to pretend it's some sort of reconciliation or progress. I mean, this is appalling.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I'd say is I thought that the Allan government was very driven by the polls. We had a very reliable poll on this last year on October the 14th. We all know what the result of that was, 60-40. So, you know, they should listen to what people were saying, and people were not speaking about just a narrow particular constitutional change. They were talking about the whole idea that we should treat some Australian citizens differently on the basis of race or ancestry. That's just not part of the Australian way. So I think most Australians, vast majority of Australians, I'm very confident will be as appalled as you and I are with the idea of reparations, from who to whom and why. But definitely, I'm with you on this, Peter. I think the idea we should set aside seats in Parliament based on race. You know, this is something that I used to report on 30 years ago from Malaysia, and we thought it was appalling. It's not part of the Australian way, and it should be off the table. And the sooner Premier Allan puts this off the agenda, the better it'll be.